Okay, stream should be back up. Let's see how this works. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Always tech problems. I think I might know what happened. Alright, let's try this again. Stream take 2. And we are live. Alright, let's see. We are live. We are live. We are live. Okay. Is that just loading? Okay. Oh, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Oh, wait a minute. 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 I think this might... Let me see. Ah, okay. Alright, alright. I think I solved it, everybody. Ghostly, is the music... Is the music working? Wait. I stopped playing it. Let me know. Is it still crackling? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know what I did. I know what I did. There was a feedback loop between two different inputs. Yeah, so it was the music was feeding in on itself. That's why it was just the music and not me. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, is the stream just dead? Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. Everything is good. We're the world is not ending. Okay, stream can begin proper. Hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. Yay. Hey Cryptid, welcome in. Welcome in. I know Ghostly has things. I'm getting sent things. Hold on, let me bring this up. What the fuck? Oh, whoa! Oh, whatever you did on that bottom picture, I am a big fan of. It definitely looks like the Dreaming in Vertigo thing, but I dig it a lot. Wait, where's my... Send to my desktop. Thank you. Okay. Moonrunes, how are you, Moonrunes? How goes the... Oh, boy. Let me bring this up, too. Ghostly has been doing a lot, apparently. Ghostly wrote a college thesis on my script, it looks like. Yeah, it's 12 pages. It's a 12-page thesis. It's a 12... It's a 12-page thesis on my script. But before we get to that, Ghostly made a newsletter called the Daily Wildlight. So we're gonna bring this up. whatever you did on this bottom thing, I'm a big fan of, Ghostly. It looks like it belongs in my Dreaming and Vertigo pitch deck. I'm a big fan of that. Let me hold on 1 second. Oh, we got ads rolling. So if you're getting hit with ads, I'm sorry. It's resetting the ads, so that's... It is being angry. Okay, what do we... Okay, what... Yeah, of course Ghostly had to... 4 hours of my life well spent. Exactly. That's awesome, though, Moonrunes. Wait. What's Moonrunes doing? Wait. I gotta catch up. Wait. Let's see. I'm beat. I've been working both my day job and Spark driving, but I've been using my downtime at work to outline my next novel. Well, good job on using your time, Moonrunes. That is hard as shit. I try to do that all the time, where I try to use downtime at work, and it just does not it does not go well. So good on you for doing that, but no wonder you are busy. Okay, wait, let me see. Let's see. What is that hat? Okay, I will have to explain the hat, I guess. Um, I'm also apparently gonna have to explain like ghostly's like scalping the internet for shit. Oh boy. Anyway, let's see here. Okay, so I like. Yes, you do. Yeah. You go. All right. Well, let me. All right. Let me see here. The People's News Today, In the Mind of a Capitalist Pig by Ghostly Anne Graves. Okay. What the fuck? Late Friday night, we sat down with one imperator while it discusses various views on various subjects, all of which will be covered in this brief article. The conversation began as follows, with direct quotes provided by news assistant Twitch. Miss Graves started, "Good evening, Mr. Light. I hope you're well." Twilight followed with, "I am well, peasant." The topic of conversation to proceed was his opinion on the welfare of children, in which he said, "I find it amusing when they die in film." Oh god, this is funnier than shit. Oh fuck. But I do not tolerate animal cruelty. We quickly moved on from that topic. Miss Graves asked then, "What about the rumor that was true? And if so, what that entailed?" Mr. Light was recorded saying, "I am taking Padawans with the expectation that they also find 2 other people to be my Padawans alongside." Miss Graves pressed him, asking if he was attempting to assemble a class of mentees. He's responded with, "A crypto cult worth yes." When Miss Graves asked about said crypto cult, Mr. Light proceeded to jump out a window shouting, "You will never catch me alive, you simple dull creatures." From there, things further devolved. Oh, shit. Oh, that is funnier than shit, Ghostly. Goddamn. Ghostly likes to go digging. Oh, that is hilarious. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, that's funny. Woo! Yeah, right. No kidding. Ghostly, you are indeed a divine gift from above. Jesus Christ. This is definitely gonna have to be a part of like the lore or whatever. This Maria AI, however you did this, Ghostly, is really great. I do want to comment on that because this. You pull clear. You must have. Okay, so you pulled this from my pitch deck for sure. Because I recognize this. That's from the Cyberpunk pitch deck. But the picture here is really, really good. What does that say? Your personalized companion. Okay, yeah, that all tracks. It's yeah, because this is all. It's less Cyberpunk and more from the horror script I wrote. Oh yeah, I'll take it. I love it. It's fantastic. It's definitely more like the Cyberpunk vibe and less like the skid from the horror movie vibe. But I just like the design of it a lot. I like the outline you made for it. You made that with no context. Well done. That's impressive. Sorry, I was wrestling a cat. What is the hat? Okay, so I guess I have to explain the hat. So that is from the movie. That is from when I was filming Sonia Green up in Wyoming. And I'm sure you've all seen pretentious filmmaker pictures. And it's none of sometimes they are posed and like assembled for like dramatic reason. But like when people capture you doing like when you're intensely working on a thing, it is, you just look like that. That's how you look, but it can always come across as like self-aggrandizing and pretentious, because like you're not posing, that you're just like they're just capturing you in the middle of doing your work. So because we were like, it's not that kind of production, I'm not so much that type of filmmaker. I am, but like, as a joke, my brother gave me this old, really crappy knit bear beanie. So I just wore it throughout the entire production. I wore it every day. I wore that fucking beanie for 30 days of my life. And it was literally just to essentially... It was essentially there for anytime anyone was capturing a behind-the-scenes picture of me working, like, directing the movie, that no matter how, like, intense or in the artistic moment I just have this stupid bear beanie on. So that's the bear beanie. That is the story behind the bear beanie. That is fucking hilarious. Oh wow, so you were right about that, Ghostly. Yeah, that's from the movie. You can actually see there's the snow. Behind me is the snow and a bunch of like wood play. This is actually me directing Dakota on the scene when she rounds the tree and sees them drag the baby out of the river. That's what that's from. What that actual picture is from. Exactly, Patty Skunk. This would make a great Office Channel background. I think, yeah, I definitely, I feel like it is. I might have to print this out and just, like, put this, like, hang this somewhere. It's fucking insane. It's particularly, like, what Ghostly wrote here is so just deranged and insane. It's fantastic. and, like, it's just purely unhinged, and I love it. I didn't think it was pretentious. I just figured you were a Muppet Gremlin. Yeah, I mean, it was essentially to counter any possible pretentious directors directing shots. Because you always, when you're directing, you look intense. Like, you just look very intense while you're doing it. So that was how we did that. Anyway, which is more and more accurate as this explanation goes. Exactly. I had other pictures to choose, but I thought he looked particularly majestic. Yeah, that's it's actually funny that you picked this picture, Ghostly. I'm pretty sure on my quote unquote like filmmaking business card, like it's a digital business card that has like access to my pitch decks and everything. Let me see here. I think that is the picture that's on there. Oh shit, it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you can tell, but yep, that is the picture I used on my stupid business card thing. It's funny. It's very funny. Anyway. Look, don't you remember saying something about me making a newsletter? Yeah, I do remember joking about that. I did not realize that you were gonna just straight up do it. I am nothing if not a deliverer. I am good at what I do. Yeah, that's true. You definitely knocked that out of the park. Well done, Ghostly. This will be a cherished, definitely established part of the lore of the the channel. But it's so unhinged. It's very good, Ghostly. It's very good. Listen, Wildlight, if you give a ghost a cookie, she will run with it for miles. I know. I'm learning now that even joking, you can't do that. Oh boy. Yes, now we have the essay. Oh boy. What do we got here? Good oof. I can't believe you wrote 12 pages, Ghostly. So Ghostly, I finished the script. I finished the script for everybody who's like hanging out. Updated the scripts on the Discord, so like all my scripts and pitch decks are all placed up in a link on the Discord. So the new script got dropped in there. And of course Ghostly managed to find it and yeah, it's definitely, I assume Ghostly's going to spoil the entire script. I have no popcorn. It's too hot. I have a salad. Enjoy the salad, Cryptid. But I guess we will go through this. Yeah, that's true. I did give a little, I did try to like throw a little hint out to Ghostly to be like, because I know Ghostly's been waiting for this one. It has goat cheese. That is delightful. But yeah, we'll at least start Ghostly's essay here about the script. and or notes on the script. Before we dive into our first sprint, which we'll do here in like 15 minutes. We'll dive into the sprint. Because I do have to finish corporate world edits during our first sprint. So, let's see here. All right. We'll see what worked and what didn't work. Ghostly's thoughts on Schism. Don't mind her autism. 12 pages, Ghostly. 12 pages. The beginning is already so delightfully strange. It feels a little like a dream. Good. Yeah, 12 pages, Cryptid. 12 pages. Jeff, my brother. My brother? Jeff. If a stranger whispers something weird to you, you nod and ignore it. You don't go after them. This is why you're probably going to be the first to die. Rookie mistake. Oh, boy. Yes, that is true. That's a freaky moon, my guy. It's true. It's interesting. It's interesting to hear like your thoughts just roll off this. Yeah, it's funny. We call him Jeff, even though all of his friends call him Hefe. But it's funny. I'm glad to see, hopefully, that this worked. The shape of a good horror movie opener. Curse you, Sensei. The slaps. Oh, hell nah. You take that Pale Man. Good. Yes, the Pale Man is working. Pale Man away right, please. Screw that so hard. Vaporizing Jeff was baller. Good. Okay. So that's the opening. Good to hear. Okay. Let's see. I will sadly have to watch and listen to Ghostly's masterpiece. Oh my God, Moon Runes. Yes, go get rest, please. For the love of all that is holy, please go get rest. You have been on a day, but yes. You work at 5 a.m. That is brutal. You a wizard of words. Ghostly really is. But take care, Moon Runes. Get some rest. If you're around, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll be around Tuesday next week. But yes, please get rest, and I hope work isn't too hard. So please take care of yourself. So the opener of the script it's actually what might be. I'm probably gonna try to make it like expand it a little bit into like an 8-page, 9-page like short film, and I might try to film that opening scene as a kind of like short film that is also a pitch for the movie. But anyway, that's I'm glad that worked. It's definitely the opener kill. You know, the first 5 pages. It's the Scream opening. It's the every slasher movie you've ever seen where it opens with the kill. I just tried to make this kill very strange and kind of odd and bizarre. Have a good night, Moon Runes. Okay. Here comes the boy. Oh boy, here we go. I have a feeling so much of Ghostly's ramblings are gonna it's gonna be about the script and the narrative and just completely deviate into just writing some insane version of Virgil and Emma. That's my spaz. Put some respect on it, Twilight. Yeah, he's a spaz. And what do you mean by keeping up the appearance of keeping the kids in line? Ain't no appearance. That's the damn truth. She's living the girl boss life. For real. It was a slasher, but you made it weird enough to be yours. Yeah, that's the goal. That's what I'm trying to do. Also, I feel the need to point out that I also have a cousin named Tamra. Oh, interesting. Holy Lanta Sensei quit casting my family. That's crazy. I actually did base Tamra off a friend of mine, a girl I used to hang out with in German class who was a good friend of mine. And her name was Tamra. She was very cool. Okay. Let's see here. What is happening? Okay. Okay, but honest question, I'm slightly confused. Did Virgil legit put his face in his dinner like an animal? If so, I love that for him, but also, what is moons over my hammy? Do I want to know? Do they still have a moons over my hammy at Denny's? That was a thing. That was a Denny's thing. I just haven't been to Denny's in like 10 years. But moons over my hammy is a Denny's. It was a sandwich, a Denny's sandwich, essentially. But also, for me, I was like, I have to make a moons over my hammy in a movie about twin evil moons, I have to make a moons over my hammy joke, because I used to get a moons over my hammy every time I would get off work at the movie theater when I was in high school, because the movie theater is right next to a Denny's. I can tell you that's actually based off a true story, Ghostly, just so you know. The whole like put face in the food thing. that's real. That is real life that I have injected into a script. Let's see here. Let's see. I've never heard of this. Okay, yeah. It might not be around at Denny's anymore. Of course you did, Chaos Goblin. Oh my Lanta. I don't know what this is, but Trisha just chimed in that she does know it. Oh, interesting. Okay. I might be completely off base. It could be totally wrong. Like in terms, it might not be a thing anymore. So that would be a note that someone might be like, "What the fuck is a moons over my hammy?" Even though I think the joke's hilarious, but maybe it's only at certain Denny's, and from like Denny's from 1999 to 2006. If they had moons over Miami. Freaking dork, yeah, it's true. Hey, that is how I wooed my high school sweetheart. Was like literally the first date. Put my face in food. To be fair, she did dare me that I wouldn't do it, that I had no shame, and so I proved her wrong. She did. I do remember she almost left when I did that. I don't know. When you're 16, man, you don't know what you're doing. You're just being a spaz. Emma's giving mom of the group energy. Yep, for sure, and I'm living for it. Well, if there's a dare, exactly, Patio Skunk. I think it was more to be like, because I was a spaz, like definitely being like, you have no shit. Like everybody's got a little bit of shame, and I was just like, I'll put my face in my food. I don't give a fuck. I was also like a punk rock kid. What do you want from me? Had to be all against authority. It's the Denny's version of the croque monsieur. I have no idea. I probably didn't spell that right or pronounce that right. That's funny. Let's see here. Also Bryden, I still think it's secretly Braden. Cannot change my mind. It's the cutest. What a little guy. Yeah, I know. I love Ghostly's like, I hate that name. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, Braden's also a good name. I bet you half the people that read it are going to read it as Braden. I try to put odd spellings and different name types just because it feels more natural and realistic than just everybody having a similar name. But that would probably be a thing that as drafts, I would not be shocked if the name changed. But for now, I'm keeping it. I don't know if you're supposed to use this thing in scripts, but as a sentence, football farm boy hot is so funny to me. What a descriptor. Yep. I imagine Virgil was the best mocking Southern accent when he was "Ain't no Madison here, partner." Yeah, that's the tip of the hat to that's the tip of the hat to Lone Star. Football farm boy hot, so Smallville. Yeah, that was the vibe. It's supposed to be jock hot, but like a particular type of jock hot that's like boy, like the bit like there's jocks and then there's like dude lifts hay jock. Like, massive shoulders, shaped like a pyramid kind of vibe. That's kind of, like rancher type stuff. I like how we're just breaking down what football farm boy hot is. It's use your imagination. Use the poetics of it. Whoa, Sage, calm down, sister. Holy crap, that escalated so quickly. Sage? Yeah, Sage is my little weirdo. Sage is my weirdo character. Trisha, is he trying to describe a himbo and failing? Shaped like a pyramid goes crazy. Is he trying to describe a himbo? She hasn't slept, so she is sassy this evening. Yeah, I guess, yeah, you could probably describe it as like a himbo. That's a vibe. Let's see. Virgil's dialogue is a gift to the world. You did good, kid. Yeah, I definitely tried to channel the most Virgil of all Virgils for this Virgil. It actually worked really well too. It actually worked with their dynamic, and I think kept the kids pretty entertaining. I mean, that's the hope, is that it makes it work for when things get like intense and serious. Holy crap. Is this what it's like to be a high school student? The Scandal? I have no idea what this is even in regards to, Ghostly. I have like zero idea what you're what you're even referring to here. I don't even know what would be the Scandal. This is sad. Good job. Well, I'm trying to, oh god. What happens? What even happens, Ghostly? What? Oh, I was just thinking how hypersexual high schoolers are in this. Oh god. Are you talking about the two other kids like Clint and Dalton? Cuz Clint and Dalton are definitely supposed to be the more like um the more like I guess you would consider like the more like the ones who talk more about like sex stuff. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's not all obviously, but yeah, the as two incel kind of basement dwelling high school kids, yeah, I would imagine that's probably how they talk. Oh, this is sad. Good job. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, for Dalton for the going home. Yeah, Dalton's got it rough. I specifically wanted him to be in a sympathetic or a situation that was not ideal, ostracizing and alienating outside of his own control, to give some sort of material conditions for um, why he engages with the world in the way that he does. The juxtaposition between Dalton and Iggy's lives is really good. Okay, good. Very much different, but with interesting veins of overlap. I'm glad you recognize that. There is supposed to be parallels there, just different types of parallel difference, distinctions amongst distinctions and difference. Um, that escalated quickly. Visions of dead brother already. You shouldn't have. You got to keep. It's a horror movie, Ghost. So you got to keep things moving. I know what's happening sometimes. Yeah, you pick up on stuff pretty well. Um, this is an appropriate amount of slam doors for a story revolving around teenagers. I was worried I didn't have enough, but like you kind of have to rein in petulant, angry teenagers. Like you're always riding a line between what's fun to watch and charismatic and charming, and what's like realistic. Um, because teenagers are because let's be honest, teenagers can be insufferable. They can be like obnoxious and insufferable creatures. So like it's part of being a teenager. That's the reality of it. So it's you want to keep them but you want to be able to channel that. So like if younger kids are watching the movie, like in their late teens, early 20s, that they still identify with those feelings and those emotions. Um, Let's see here. Dallas might be my second favorite character. That is very funny. What a funky little gremlin guy. Yes, yes, yes. Dallas is a weirdo, and I'm a big fan of, of him. Love you channeling your streaming in this way. That's true. So he's actually I channel like some of my own streaming time with you, but you all are great. Like you're all fantastic. I don't really have to argue with you all. I had to watch I watched some political streamers, and that's kind of where I said, like, the way that they engage with their chats is I kind of ripped off some of that, just to try to see the way that, like larger streamers talk to people. Okay, Sensei, maybe I'm not hip with the times, but to my current understanding, no actual no child has used the term cray since 2015. You're probably right, Ghostly. You are probably correct. I do need to go back and do a dialogue pass and try to suss out. Essentially, I want most of the terminology. The problem is I get confused because we still use a lot, like particularly young kids, like Zoomers or whatever they're called, or those kids. They still use terms that were being popularized in 2015, even all the way back to 2013, 2012. I mean, that's when woke started to become a thing. And the way that we use, so it's like, it's interesting. I'm still figuring out what words have like fallen away while other terms, because they all kind of came out of that 2011 like 20, a lot of the terminology came out of 2011 to like 2019 in the boom of streaming. So I'm still trying to figure that out, but you are probably correct, Ghostly. Um, let's see here. Bless you for watching other streamers to do research. Thank you so much, Cryptid. I do try. Research is a thing I do try to do. I was trying to give you some insight as the token child. Cray has been out for a long time. Good to know. Okay. I will. At least I didn't write whack. That shit is whack. Like, that's more my era. But okay, good to know. Oh, this is sad. Hell yeah, go for the kidney sweat. I want the AI bros in tears. Is this let's see here. Oh, I got what you're okay, you're talking about him doing his I can't keep with the new age slang. I'm fine with it. Like I obviously am not gonna be like I mean I'm fine with language being in flux and moving and changing, but yes, it does as it starts to change more radically and faster, it's very hard to keep up with. Yes, I figured that's what that was. That is meant to be very sad. It's not just also it's meant to be sad. It's meant to show you how someone could, in theory, be using the technology in a way that's not like he's almost using it as a way to like practice talking to people, which is a much more sympathetic way to, particularly using it as a way to practice talking to someone that he likes and he's scared to talk to. It's a lot more sympathetic way to have them engage with it, but also show how that becomes what I'm trying to do is show how that translates into, even in the best of intentions, trying to use it with the best of intentions, it slowly gets transformed into something that is now replacing the person and becoming a form of like it's a form of it's what it's trying to do is validate you. It's essentially twisting your own intention of using it back on itself to try to now become the thing itself, no longer a tool. I remember the first time I heard turnt. I was out in Salem on Halloween and Trisha a decade ago. I had to ask what it meant. I've never felt all. Yeah, that's a thing. Let the youth have it. They think it's fun and cool. Yeah, I mean it's fine, and I like some of the terms they use. When I hear people say, "What should I do, chat?" in real life, it cracks me up. I don't even hate it. It just makes me laugh. You did that very well. Wildlife very. Oh, good. I'm glad it worked. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Emma, very convincing. I'm convinced. A fleeting fancy. Yeah. Setting up the potential love triangle. People do that. Oh yeah. The kids I run D&D games for, they say when they say like what should we do, what should the party do, or what should we do, they say chat all the time. Or sorry, not triangle, just the love, the romance subplot. There is no real love triangle. There's a little bit of a love triangle that's not really there with Iggy, but not really. There's not really a love triangle there. No. There's no real love triangle. It's just Ghostly, how was it looking into a mirror for 90 approximate pages? That's very funny. Okay. Let's see here. I'm divided between thanking and cursing you, Sensei. That's fair. That's the intended purpose. But Iggy's got mad taste. The howl always counts. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, this an aside, I just think it's really funny that up to this point, I already read all of this. My stalking is unmatched. Ghostly, it's bananas to me that you went back into VODs to read all this. But it's flattering. Like, thank you. It's nice when someone wants to read your shit. So I'm not going to complain. I thought they were just besties because I was like scary. How do you know how I talk to my best friends? Oh shit. But that's kind of the point. I don't know if you can tell the other dynamic that I'm trying to set up is this in this relationship is generally how not just the weirdos themselves, but I'm definitely leaning very specifically on how, particularly if you were raised or generally if you're more if you're more feminine in terms of like your social relationships, you can see how you have more robust social networks to be able to talk through your problems and things like that. With these, like, the weirdos tend to have that, while this like hyper masculine these hyper masculine kids tend to be very alienated, and that the way that they have friendships tend to be very antagonistic and strange. And I'm trying to lean into that a little bit because I'm trying to show a parallel there about how reinforcing being vulnerable and actually being able to express how you feel and having friendships to be able to rely on are sources of like strength. And that's actually why the weirdos do so well and don't get co-opted by this thing, while the sort of isolated, more antagonistic masculine side tends to be more the ones that get captured by this. Like, I only call my female friends babe, hun, dear, my... Oh, nice. Okay, good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's a friend thing that I have with some friends of mine. That we will use those terms very specifically within the friend group. Let's see here. My bro Dallas is like, the big thing, huh? Love that he's only ever raving and clowning on his own chat goals. That's true. I mean, that seems to be what a lot of streamers do, is all they do is yell at their own chat. What is this app? My brain is boggled. Oh, are you talking about the one that... okay, I know what you're talking about. Oh, hate that. I'm assuming you're talking about Clint. I'm assuming this is the scene with Clint talking to Iggy. Or talking to what he thinks is Iggy. Is what I assume that's in reference to. Of course, you skipped over the line, whatever... Wait, did I? Oh, whatever inspired her must be pretty awesome. Okay. Yes, Ghostly, you are very awesome. We all that's why we all refer to you as the gift, the gift to the channel. Okay. I think you're unlocking a new fear for me, Sensei. You suck. You suck. This is so good. Oh, good. Okay. I'm assuming, is that the chatting, like the video chat scene, where the moment you look away it changes, kind of thing? Or is that just... I mean, that whole sequence is designed to be pretty, like, mess you up in that way. The dream sequence type of things are so freaky. You love it. Yeah. Yep. Never mind. Oh my god. Holy shit! While I kill it with fire, several new fears unlocked. Is that I'm like having to guess what these are all in reactions to. I'm assuming that's to the upside down hanging with the figure sort of latched on to her brother, or their brother, to where the Madison, she's latched on to the brother, and then Iggy sees that. Yeah, with the gray lady. Yeah, that type of shit. Yep. Yeah, with Madison. Normal things, Ghostly, exactly. Good that those are unlocking fears. Good. That means the image is visceral. That's what I need. Poor Iggy. Oh my Lanta, this little baby. Yeah. They've got a tough time. Ew, this is so bad. Everything is bad. Iggy's life is actually the worst. Asleep and awake. Leave Iggy alone, you disgusting pubescent beasts. Is that that's like 3. That's like a 3 on the Hell House of Grafton scale. Is that Oh, okay. Yeah, that's with everybody. Yeah. That's with Clint and everybody looking at them. Yeah. Yep. Good. I'm trying to make the uncanny, like, even though it's people just being weird, creepy, and like really unsettling, because I need that anxiety to work for Iggy to have the visceral reaction that Iggy has. It has to be visceral, like just people just looking, just being weird, has to kind of evoke a sense of horror. I was very upset. Yes, good. Okay, good. That means it works. Let's Let's see here. Your speaking privileges are revoked. I'm using that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's a good line. I'm glad that line worked, Ghostly. Yes, good. Smack the boy. Abuse is the best love language, Emma. You get it. Update. I have made my salad. I have made a salad my housemate's hetero male presenting partner likes. Hell yeah. I think I've unlocked an achievement. That is true. Getting any hetero presenting person to like or even acknowledge eating a salad. Good job. Good job. That is tough. That is very tough. They do tend to be meat and potatoes, those heteros. Anyway, it's true though. They really do. It's shocking. It's absolutely. One of my best friend's wife used to invite me over for dinner anytime she made a ton of grains because she knew that he wouldn't eat any of it. So which is great. I mean, I got free food out of the deal. I enjoyed it. Poor Bryden. Let's see. Poor Bryden, a bean at its finest. You're doing great, bud. Yeah, he's having a tough time. But he also, like, the thing about Bryden is I'm trying to, like, Bryden's definitely struggling with the fact that it's like you can't really know what another person is going through. Because a lot of folks will just acknowledge, like, oh, well, she's mean, or she's, like, or they're mean, or they don't like me, or whatever it might be. And it's like, bro, you don't have no idea what this person is going through. Particularly when, they're teenagers. You can imagine what they're saying. Oh, I'm getting angry now. You're achieving your goal, Wildlight. I don't know if I'm angry at the right thing, but I'm getting mad. Good. Okay, fuck you, Clint. Yeah. Yep. That's about right. Oh my god. Yep, we got the skeleton. The skeleton is in it. The one with the cigarette. I should have guessed that was Virgil's doing, naturally. Oh, I'm properly uncomfy now. You're actually good at this. Yeah, this is the school. So yeah, I know this scene. We live for Teacher V Virgil drama. Yep. You're really aiming to traumatize the masses, aren't you? Yes, I am. Yep. Actually, that scene, Ghostly, the school scene where the gray lady shows up on the ceiling above them. That scene is an homage to is me doing my tip of the hat to Nightmare on Elm Street. Because I don't know if anyone out there has seen Nightmare on Elm Street. When I was a kid, all the fucked up stuff that happens in that movie, I was totally on board with. But the stuff that gave me nightmares in that movie was the school scene where she sees the dead friend in the body bag and it just gets dragged away. And it's like, and then it's her walking through the school, and then you just see the big, the big, when she falls asleep in class and she sees the big blood trail. That, for whatever reason, that was the scene in Nightmare on Elm Street that always messed me up. It was super subtle. It wasn't crazy, but it like really worked. It really just worked in my brain. So that's what that scene is, Ghostly. It's my tip of the hat to that scene. Because it's one of my favorite scenes from the original movie. 1, 2, Freddy is coming for you. Exactly. Okay. I'm glad so far it seems like everything is working for you, Ghostly. In terms of, like, I'm eliciting the proper reactions. Exactly. That's a good point, Cryptid. It's because it's the least camp. It is the scene that has, like, it's the more, like, visceral, surreal part, and less, like, yeah, because Freddy's not just, like, saying a like a zinger, because there gets to a point where all Freddy Krueger is doing is just throwing zingers out there. Let's see here. You're really aiming at trauma. Okay. Can Clint please die now, preferably in an awful and gruesome fashion? He's got more screen time than Virgil at this point. We must fix it. I'm assuming this is the end of the first act. Bro, this is going on so long, not a critique. I'm just vastly uncomfy. Okay, yeah. I have a feeling that's that scene. If anything, I'm a bundle of reactions. Yes, Red Haze, come save me from this situation. Oh, good. That's freaking spooky. I hate that, but glad it's happening. First, it could have been worse, and I think it would have been warranted. Secondly, hate that pale chick be looking like Ig. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Not a satisfying enough. Not a satisfying enough death for Clint. I'm curious. I'm very curious to see how you feel about that coming, or I'm curious to see if that opinion, if it not having the punch changes come around to the end, because there's a little bit more that goes on with Clint at the end, even though this is his death. But yeah, I was trying to mute it a little bit, or at least it's supposed to be visceral because he throws himself out a window and breaks his neck. But Ghostly, I hate it. Good job is a comment I've made in horror manuscripts often. That's great. That's great. I think it could have been more gruesome. Okay. Ghostly, you've grown so much. I'm so proud. Yeah. Okay. All right. I have babbled. I just realized we've been streaming for 45 minutes. We probably should do a sprint for everybody who wants to write. So what we'll do is we'll run ads, we'll start a sprint, and we just finished the first act of the script, and then we will come back to this on the break. Because I do want folks to Ghostly. Oh, to be fair, I also have to finish a corporate edit thing really quick. So I'm gonna need I need a little bit of the time to do that. But we'll come back around. But I want everybody to be able to get writing time in, and not just listen to a script that they haven't, reactions to a script they haven't read. So we'll run ads. So go ahead and stock up on tea and everything. I'm sure we're going to get to the later half, Ghostly. Don't worry. All right. We're going to run ads. We'll be right back. No Muppets working late this week. Yeah, I do need a break. I need time off. Especially since it's going to get real. It's going to get real next week. So, oh, Jesus. Okay. Do. Let's see here. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Post Halloween party, Ghostly loses her shit. Okay. I'm actually, yeah, I was curious. I'm very curious to see how you react to that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. So there's a very specific reason why the deaths aren't as visceral. I'm trying to make them creepy and dark and fucked up, but I don't know if you noticed this, Ghostly, but nobody who dies by the hand of the Mad Moon / Iggy actually gets killed by them. And that's on purpose. That is the thing I'm trying to specifically do. They generally get killed by either the moon like dissolving them or whatever, or they throw themselves out of a window, or it's like they kind of kill themselves. In a way, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if I'm always succeeding, but until the end, until like the masses, and then it's other people like in like zombie mode trying to kill people. That's a different thing. But very specifically, I'm trying to avoid having them actively actually kill anybody. Yeah, I very and I'm doing that also because I flip it at the end where the slasher movie becomes our main characters, where they wear a mask and have a knife and are actually stabbing people. It's me trying to put my stink on the slasher genre. So that's kind of it probably needs to be a little bit more. I do like the buildup of that scene, though. I like the figure. I do like the figure being in the room and all that. But yes, but Clint is supposed to be your sort of quote unquote sacrificial kill. Clint is supposed to be the one character who you're like, oh, you're totally on board with that character, that character biting the dust because he is just such a little shit. But there's also, I try to add a little bit of spark. I try to sprinkle a little bit of I try to sprinkle a little bit in there for you to realize why he might be the way he is. Um instead of it just being like, oh, he's a shit kid. That there are other. I try to. I'm pretty. I feel like I might be a little not as subtle as I could be. But I don't have a lot of time with him because he's a character. Yeah, it's mostly toxic masculinity shit. He's got an overbearing shitty dad, and like a lot of the kids that I knew growing up that had like a lot of problems and were like hyper expressive of needing to feel strong and in control and in power and like like you're only worth as much as you can, like, you know, you're only worth as much as like you can get laid or something like that. That tended to be from people who had like oddly very insecure but very domineering parents, usually fathers. And so I'm kind of leaning into that a little bit to be like, yeah, Clint, and he's like a rich kid with all these problems too. And I make the dad a little bit more abusive than like blatantly abusive in terms of just yelling all the time. Where it's like there are ways to make that subtler. Like I'll never forget, I had a buddy of mine whose dad just like the moment he turned 18 ended up dating a girl from our high school, and I remember him being like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like my dad is dating a girl my age, and it's like, but that's the kind of way that dad was. I mean, he was a piece of shit, but it's kind of that kind of thing. And he had a lot of problems with being like masculinity, the idea of what it means to be masculine. Like it fucked him up. It really fucked him up. So, um, and he loved his mother too, so that made it even worse. Oh, Tugaga, welcome in. Yes, lurk away. That's not odd. It's a passing along. Exactly. Yeah, the need to present as much insecurity. Yeah, and then it just gets passed into that sort of thing. All right, we're gonna start our first sprint. Happy writing, everybody, and then on the breaks, we're gonna go back and continue with Ghostly's notes on my script. So. Happy writing, everybody. We will catch you on the other side. Hopefully some words get done. And we'll see you all back here in 40. Happy writing, everybody. Oh, nope. There we go. Alrighty, everybody. That is the end of our first sprint. And it does look like I was able to actually finish my corporate work, which is nice. So at least for the next sprint, I can work on fun things. Or at least chill fun things. I'm not sure how many we're going to be able to do. I'm going to see if we can sneak in. It'll be a 30-minute sprint for a third sprint. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, though. What we might just do is we might just read the rest of Ghostly's essay, and then maybe do a sprint on it, because I do have my writer's club, and I have that, I think I have to be done, I have to be done at like 6:30, so I don't know if we're probably not going to be able to do 3 full sprints. But anyway, that's how this goes. Sorry, it's just how it is. But it should be more normal tomorrow. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, Call of Cthulhu. I'm sure I've oh, thank you, Ghostly. Down timer. Let's go now. Where we're yes. So, Ghostly, I don't know. I probably have ranted to you. I know you've asked me to explain it, but that was my first RPG. I played that way before I played Call of Cthulhu, or I'm sorry, I played D&D. It was my favorite RPG for a long, long time. And I even have like the system book. Basic Role Playing is my favorite RPG system. It uses this RP. It was designed by the same people that made Call of Cthulhu. This is like the core system, just the math of it. But wait, let me. Yeah, I'm such a nerd that I literally have the leather-bound tomes of this book. So this is the Call of Cthulhu leather-bound edition of the book, because I'm a psycho. But yes, yeah, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite games. Still to this day, one of my favorite games. I figured it was either Vampire the Masquerade, but Call of Cthulhu. Oh, okay, yeah. I played a lot of Vampire the Masquerade in high school as well. But I preferred... it's not like... Call of Cthulhu has like its own sort of unique quirks, because it's functionally the same system from the 70s. But that same thing with D&D. But I just... The core mechanics of it are easier. And of course, yeah, I was as a horror kid, a game that's more telling ghost stories with your friends is going to be more my jam. Ghostly could potentially be playing. It's very up. Oh, okay, nice. So I'll tell you. I'll give you an example here. That's okay. I just got super excited opening a new pack of pens for color mode on my outline. I have no ground to stand on. That's fine. Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy back to stream, I guess. We're winging it, everybody. It's fine. But let me give you an example of how I like how the insanity mechanics work, because there's been like pushback against Call of Cthulhu, because Call of Cthulhu does take like the old DSM, like the old traditional way of looking at mental health and mental illness, and it codifies it and gamifies it. And like as we've become more nuanced in the way that we understand how these diseases are like elements of the brain or the expressions of psychological trauma and things like, as we've become more nuanced, some of those mechanics are more outdated. So it's gotten pushback, which is fair in a lot of cases, I would argue. But you can play with the mechanics to kind of, I guess, kind of scoot around some of the more like the elements of the game that haven't aged quite as well. But one of my favorite things to do is I just like to modify things in people's backgrounds and memories. So essentially, as you start to go more insane, it's essentially a way of gaslighting your players. I'll never forget, I did one time where this player ended up going through like a time warp from that like was caused by Nyarlathotep, and like essentially started traveling through their own past, and got put into a mental institution, and then had to escape it by essentially going and breaking herself out, and she ended up killing herself. And I got to take that whole story and rewrite her background to say that she had a twin sister that she murdered, which she would never actually knew whether or not it was actually her twin sister or not. So like you can do things like that, or like play with people's backgrounds, or kind of twerk like work around things, and kind of depends. It always, as with most horror role playing games, definitely make sure you're doing it safe with people that you trust, and that you kind of set boundaries, because with horror games, things can you're always kind of pushing up against what people are comfortable with. So if like that's not your jam, you just like, oh, like I want to roll dice, and if the DM tells me now I am hearing voices and losing my mind, or I see weird stuff, there's an easier way to do that. I prefer the more like get in your head and make it kind of crazy, because it's, for me, that's more fun in role play. It's more actory and getting crazy. But yes, it's a lot of fun. It's silly good fun as long as you look at it as silly good fun. Yes, that would be correct. If you haven't played Dread yet, you should, Wila. It's great storytelling. Okay, I think you've told me about Dread before, Cryptid, except for I always mix it up, because I think you're talking about the Judge Dredd game. Because there's a Judge Dredd, there's one based on the 2000 AD comic character Judge Dredd, where you're like a fascist cop in like a future city. So every time you keep saying Dredd, I'm just like, the Judge Dredd game? But yes, I do need to try Dredd. Yeah. Let's see. If you have and great for mechanics for a one shot, awesome. Yeah. Okay. Actually, some of the few published adventures I've written for tabletop RPGs have all been Call of Cthulhu games. They've been one shots for Call of Cthulhu. I wrote a couple for D&D, but the main one I wrote was for Call of Cthulhu. And I actually always wanted to do a 1970s campaign setting, where you're doing like a road movie, like Easy Rider, but like going through like early 1970s, late 60s US Americana, but make it a Cthulhu game, like a campaign setting. Oh, that's awful. That's perfect for you. Yeah, go say it's dark. Noted. You just like a mindfuck, sensei. And if the tower falls when your character pulls, you just die. Oh, that's right. Yes, you have told me about this. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, all right, we'll dive back in to you know what we'll do? We'll just go ahead and finish this essay out. So if anybody is working on writing, we'll take a little bit longer of a break. We'll finish this out, and then we'll try to do one sprint before I have to go, since I just don't think we're going to be able to fit 3 sprints in before I have to go. So, obviously, if you are working and you don't want to hear the ramblings about the script, just mute me and you can keep working. But we'll get through this so we can do at least one more sprint. All right. Where were we at? Okay. Goes. Oh yes. Okay. So beginning of the second act. That's right. That's right. Ghostly's critique. Go harder on Clint. Got it. Noted. 9/11/2 Electric Boogaloo. Virgil, you did not. I'm madder I didn't think of that. That is one of my favorite lines in the whole script. 9/11/2 Electric Boogaloo. Yep. I do. It's a thing that I love about the kids. The one thing I do love about the kids these days is just the unabashedness that they make fun of that. Oh, it's funny. Cracks me up. So vividly do I picture Sage as the human embodiment of nonchalance, walking up to the group. They all turn as she approaches, then not even up to the group yet. With her hands in her pockets, she's just like, y'all see that Clinton kid killed himself? As though asking if they had seen the latest episode of The Mandalorian. The edge is real. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad Sage, because that is Sage's vibe. Hence why I do note in the character description for Sage, the dungeon master of the group in both senses. That is describing Sage to a T. So I'm glad that the nonchalance, kind of casualness of this, Ghostly, I didn't know what that meant ever. Oh, what, the dungeon master thing? Oh yeah. That's because you're young, Ghostly. I was like, yeah, I was gonna make a note. What do you mean in both, Sensei? Oh, Ghostly. So, so innocent. It's oh, Ghostly. I was halfway through the script. That's so adorable. It's charming. Yes, that's what that meant. That is also why Sage says the line, "The things I would do to that boy," when the football hot boy walks up. That's why. Uh, it's very funny. Um, Love how an awful event these kids are like, whoa, wild, wild type shit. That gave me an inclination. Yeah, there, yeah. That's inclination. Yep, yep. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I actually struggled with that a little bit. Um, it's interesting. It's interesting to see. Yeah, it's yes, it is not an actual term that is used inside the community. But thanks to 50 Shades of Grey or whatever, where everyone it's what people think of when they say they'll just say Dungeon Master, but yeah, no one actually calls them that. I'm sure it didn't help. No, 100% not. Um, yeah, I actually struggled with that. Um, because there are two different reactions, and I wasn't sure if that reaction. My initial reaction was that because the kids are because Clint is such a kind of a shit. That kind of reaction wouldn't necessarily be too bad because sometimes because I've seen kids have that kind of reaction where in high school they'll just be like, "Whoa, that was crazy," and not really care that much when something tragic like that does indeed happen. Um, let's see here. Meat Muppet is solid. Virgil 8+. Oh yes, the jocks. Yes, the yep. This is how they get the phone. We love the teamwork in harassing this jock. Also, of course, Virgil is good at pickpocketing. Yep. Love the energy Emma's putting out. Real theater kid with a shiv. Shiv. Yeah, I approve. Good. Glad Emma's working as a character. Virgil, hey, I was here. I helped. Yeah. That's a line. Proud of that line. And oh, Dalton. Oh, Ghostly. Oh, I know what scene you're talking about. This feels like highly illegal cop activity. That's a minor, and you haven't stated your names or reasons for being there or what you expect from Dalton. Not to mention going into his house without a warrant. What is happening? Oh, Ghostly. Oh, Ghostly. Ghostly has not had a lot of... I don't know how many interactions you've had with cops, particularly if you are if you're poor white trash or you're just not white. But they don't do that usually. That's I was gonna say cryptid. That's an accurate cop activity. I mean, I've literally seen them do that straight up, where they put their foot in the door. That's like, yeah, they'll just do that all the time. All the time. If you open, it's actually why they tell you if a cop is knocking at your door, talk to them through the door. Don't open the door because they will keep the door open. They will do that. My cop interaction is with military. Oh, and my cousin. That's madness. Yeah, military police are different. It's a whole different thing. But I mean, there's probably similarities. I just don't have enough experience with the military. I think it was fitting in two senses. Clint's an asshole too. I think it's a subtle commentary on how. Yes, that's also what I was kind of going for. Yeah, and that's not new. That is not a new thing either. That is not a new thing. Like that sort of blaseness existed when I was in school too. Yep, ring bells are great for that. Do not open the door. Yes. Do not, yeah, if a cop is at your door, do not open the door. Unless you are absolutely fine with them fucking searching your house, because they used to do this shit with me when they would pull me over in a car too, where they just say they smell weed and it gives them justification to search your car, which I don't smoke weed and never have, and no car I've ever been in would ever smell like that, but they just use it as, they just have to say it out loud as sort of pretense to be able to essentially without a warrant search you. And what are you going to do? Say no? Like, you can't? I mean, you can, and then they'll take you back to the station and make it a whole ordeal. Yeah, I wasn't in this house for 2 months and I got a fight with a cop. Yeah, they are bad. Yeah, yes they are. Military police and Military, yeah, there you go, Patty a skunk. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Military police, in my experience, are very by the books. They probably have to be. And there's a whole different legal structure with that. They handle things very differently within the military, particularly because they have their own courts, all that kind of stuff. Oh man, my brother got pulled over the one night he was partying, and the cop said he smelled like weed and or alcohol, as if the two are similar. Yeah, also cops are fucking stupid. They're just stupid. They're stupid and they're bullies, and they just do that shit. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that's accurate cop behavior, Ghostly. That's particularly if you're poor. If you're poor and live in the wrong side of town, they 100% pull that shit all the time. Um. Do do do. Sage is so delightfully weird, equal parts love and fear. That's good. I'm glad. Sage is a good character. At least I'm hoping Sage is a good character. My brother is white, so he just accused him of fishing in the cop letter. Yeah, that's what I've done that pass. Did not help me at all when I was driving cross country through was it Kentucky? It was some southern state. But yeah, they 100% thought I was trafficking drugs, and they made my life a living hell. But they didn't find anything because I didn't have anything. Anyway, Mylanta Virgil is the best dialogue ever written by a human person. Same some perfection for the rest of us, you capitalist pig. Oh, that is very kind coming from you, Ghostly. As someone who really excels at dialogue, that is very kind of you to say. Do I have any drugs on me? What do you need? Yeah, and they would too. Yeah, they 100. Yeah, I mean, we all know about the cops that exist with methamphetamine problems because they just totally lift it off of people. Oh no. Oh wait, I see where this is going. The misunderstanding. Oh yep. I do. It was some of the best I've read in a very long time, Twilight. I think I'll comment. Okay, good. I'm glad the dialogue is singing. It's not one of my strongest points, so it's nice to hear. Yeah, okay. Good. I'm glad the tension's building. We're seeing where the misunderstanding, how things can get moving in the wrong way. I see where this is going. The misunderstanding. Dalton is literally just a sad boy. He's kind of weird, yes, but he's not that weird. Oh, the poor summer child, yes. Oh, honey, Twilight, you're breaking my heart for this kid. Jeez. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what scene you're talking about. Yeah, it's the scene where he's having his panic attack while the cops arrest his uncle. Yeah, that's a rough scene. A rough scene that ends with you start to see how things are going to start twisting. How the seduction happens, particularly for him, with thinking he's talking to the real Iggy. You get lost. Why you'd get lost walking in a straight line, Virgil? Yeah. Sensei, when did you become a savage? I didn't know you had it in you. I'm so proud. I was proud of that. There's some Virgil lines I'm proud. There's definitely some Virgil and Emma lines I'm proud of. Virgil could solve world hunger. He is the light in the darkness, the hero this world needs but never deserved. Yeah, good. Okay, I'm glad the weirdos are working. That's what I'm hearing. The weirdos are working. We're emotionally, we're feeling the emotions for Bryden. Sage is just like this confident oddball, and then we've got Virgil and Emma, who are kind of these wild card characters, but also you feel for them. So good. I'm glad that this seems to be working. Sage, thank you for pointing out how weird it is for someone to just have pictures of random people. Yeah. That was. Yep. Because they're the best characters. Oh, thank you, Ghostly. That's very kind of you. Sensei Capitalist Pig, when I say my jaw dropped at Virgil's floozy line, there's no hyperbole. Yeah. That's Yeah, I do really like him just responding with the "what I'm legal." I'm a big big fan of that. Never can you be with what you've done here. I'm sorry, you've peaked. That's it. That's the high point of my entire career. Is that scene when they decide to go to the Halloween party? Yeah. Emma's outrage at his dating apps is not only valid but seen. That's funny. Oh my Lanta, you're inconceivable. I'm glad. Yeah, that's a nod. There's two nods. There's one nod to Spaceballs, and there's one nod to one in terms of quotes. There's one nod to Spaceballs, and then one Mel Brooks' Spaceballs, and then the nod for Princess Bride. Yeah, with your inconceivable. I see you, Sensei. I see you. Oh my gosh, screaming, crying, throwing up. Jeez, don't throw up. Glad that worked though. Gotta live that jailbait life while I can, girl. Wiser words have never been spoken. This man is literally the Roman poet reincarnated. And Iggy's dialogue. Yeah. Geez, Sensei, I'm really going to have to up my game now if I ever want to be a student. I don't know about that. The Halloween party, the big set piece. Obviously this is a nod to the Halloween party, big set piece in Scream. Because that is like one of the major focal points of the movie is the big old chase through Halloween party. So that's what we're trying to do here in a different way. I'm definitely not going total slasher with it, but it's supposed to really start to make you uncomfortable. Emma's Buttercup. Yep. You absolute capitalist bacon biscuit. Yep. That's everyone knows why I'm here. When I say I cackled alone in my room at 6:59 p.m. and no I tell no lie. That's good. All right. These are all working. Everything here's working. Doubt you'll find any dread pirates. All right, Virgil, calm down now. Lackadaisically is an amazing word, Goldstar. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Conspicuously inconspicuous, bro. You break out the thesaurus for Sage's section. There's so many letters. It's because I've been reading. I've been dipping back into Melville. That's why. And I also like you're reaching me, just screaming into the void here. I lost my mind a little. I'm a big fan of using opposite language. It's the Taoist nonsense in me, but I actually really do like either mixing words that don't belong together. Actually, there's actually a really great, it's funny. I always wrote this way because I just found it interesting. And I thought that it would actually, it makes new relations that can kind of like open things up in your mind in terms of like literature, like taking things that don't necessarily fit together. But then it turns out that like Alan Moore had like an interview thing where he talks about being a good writer, and Alan Moore literally suggested for writers to do that. And I was just like, yes, if Alan Moore says it's good, I'm good. Anyway, sorry, that was me. I lost my mind a little. Expect no coherency. Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right. I mean, the Halloween party I did spend a lot of time trying to get the Halloween party correct. Or at least how I wanted it to play out. So it'll be interesting to see if the beats hit that I wanted to actually hit. There's so many letters when English sweet over here. Holy moly, Sage. Just the most out of pocket. It's always the chill, quiet ones. Yep. See, it's just like I said. You're gonna nail pro. Thank you, Cryptid. Thank you. Yeah. Well, hopefully, Abercrombie, Wildlight. This is literal gold. Yeah. That's old school punk rock. I had a friend of mine who used to call people that. When I was in high school, they were obviously a punk kid, but they used to call people Abercrombie. Okay, but Brian is literally putting in all the hours. That is true. Brian is the one actually doing it because Brian's a good one. He's a good friend, but he's also like in love with Iggy. He's gonna put in the work. It doesn't help him really in the end, but that's part of the tragedy of it. Not that, but it's, that's why he's putting in the work, is he actually cares. You're going to make me cry when I reread this and come to the, I burned too bright light, bright line again, aren't you? You live too long. Sometimes you live too long. You flew too close to the sun. Also the washing feet bit, priceless. Yep, good. I'm glad that played. The setup and the payoff for that. Sage is a creature of pure chaos. It's kind of what Sage's vibe is. You can see why Sage wanted to go to the party. Dalton, that sweet boy. Bless him. Yep. He deserves none of this. My heart bleeds for this baby boy. Yep. Bryden is the absolute MVP. Yeah, I think so. Also, how he would literally do anything. Yeah, how he would do anything for Iggy. So cute. Yep, that's the thing. Okay, Icarus. Hey, Virgil would 100% be Icarus. Like if if we were doing Greek mythology, that would Virgil would absolutely be that in a heartbeat. Road trip. Yep. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is a secret road movie. All of my dreams are coming true right now. I feel like there was a little jab at Touch Too Old to Be a Streamer comment. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. A little bit in there. I see you, Sensei. Yeah, that might have been a little bit of a... That might have been a little bit... Whoa, Dallas. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah. Whoa, Dallas. Let's take a chill pill and have a Snickers. Can you see where I take breaks to write my comments when I get then get immediately sucker punched by the next line? Yep. You know, I feel like things are getting properly bad now. Yeah, that's the midpoint. The one thing structurally, I'm all fan for experimenting and doing crazy things with structure. But one of the things I try to do very purposefully in every script or every story I write is I try to make my midpoints the most dramatic narrative shift or tone shift. Essentially, it's where I try to pull the rug out from everybody, is in the middle of the story, the midpoint. Essentially, where I always try to set up where you think it's going one way or it's about one thing, and then I flip the world on you. Is like that's kind of the attempt. Sometimes you have to be subtle with it, depending on the type of movie you're doing or the story you're trying to tell. But that's really where I try to like really hit the but the story's actually about this. Ghostly speaking the quote of the year. You're really, yeah, my heart breaks. Things are getting properly bad. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that is a good quote. Let's see. Oh, this is about to get real bad. You've pulled out the fisheye. Ain't none of those kids leaving that party. How do we have 40 pages left? Good. Okay, good. This are we in full on assault mode or like Karen seeing the manager mode? Virgil, my beloved, you better the worst you better the worst moments. That's the magic. Oh, gotta add that to Ghostly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, things are getting properly bad that's a good Ghostly quote. I am filled with eldritch terror at what Wilight is going to do to you. Yeah, that's good. Fear is good. Dalton, baby, Wilight, is this what's gonna break my heart? This kid, not Virgil. What have you done? That might be true. That may be so. This is awful. When this becomes a movie, Ghostly is closing her eyes. My Lanta Sensei. What Oh, I think I know. Oh, I know it. Okay, yeah, this is his. I know what you're. Okay, I know what you're. Yeah, this is where he experiences just like a little bit of what Iggy's been experiencing, where he sees the other version of himself and the sequence with his mother. Okay, yeah. I'm assuming is what your that is in response to, because yes, that is a very rough sequence. Yes, why, like, get on... Oh, is this the Bryden talking about dating apps? Yeah, it might be a little bit of a soapboxy thing for me. Yes, why, like, get on your soapbox, preach it to the masses, do the thing, make the AI boys cry? Or was this when they go in and start yelling at the manager? Okay, yeah. The convo between Iggy and Bry was honestly masterclass. You did so many things. Oh, good. Okay, I'm glad. Good. Yeah, I was in the car. Okay, yeah. It's a little... I try not to get soapboxy, but it's a little bit... Okay, good. I'm glad that works. And kind of what the subtext of what that scene is about is playing, even though they're not actually talking about it, what he's realizing and what Iggy's going through. And see, that's how you know you've got a good friend is, hey, even if they don't think there's a possibility of a relationship there, they still try to help you out. They're still your best friend. That's important. That's an important thematic thing for me. Friends matter. Social relationships. If there's a theme to this script outside of all the other themes, is that fucking friendship matters more than dating, more than relationships. Like, having real friends and a social relationships are really fucking important things to have as human beings. It's kind of why I wasn't joking when I said friendship of friendship above all, or friendship matters, is the actual theme of the story. It's in a lot of cases. Um, the combo. Let's see. If Virgil dies dressed as the crow, I'm going to actually crash. Ah, shit. Ah, damn it. I mean, I do kind of dress him up a little bit, but it's not as the crow. Damn, that's a good idea though. Shit. Oh, that's really good though. He dies a beautiful crow. Anyway. How do I make that work? Anyway. I like how Ghostly's like, no! I can't. I cannot change. I can't change Virgil's fate here, but it's like, how do I put him in the crow costume? Anyway, I know Ghostly's like freaking out. Anyway, that is really funny though. The fact that that occurred to you, Ghostly, is just chef's kiss incredible to me. Also, dressing as the crow to establish dominance is honestly based. Yeah, I agree. You do. This is how you establish dominance. Oh, Lanta, Dalton, I'm scared. Yeah. Well, now I'm just sad. Oh, is this the park scene? Is this the park scene when Madison shows up? Yeah. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. Is this when Madison shows up and he finally feels safe? Because that's a very sad scene. Well, now I'm just sad. Cheese and crackers stomp on my heart. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's what that scene is. Yeah. That's the scene where Dalton is lost. Yep. I'm elevating us. Virgil's quotes are making their way into my daily vernacular, so help me. I'm elevating us. Okay, good. They are not going into the woods right now. Twilight, we're not doing this. I mean, that is literally what that is. Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say. That's really funny. That's literally what Emma says. That's bad vibes. Great minds think alike, Emma. This is a bad idea. Exactly. There you go. Emma, mom, friend for the win. Yep. Twilight, I see where this is going. I'm disappointed it took me so long to get here. Oh, interesting. Okay. I see what you're doing and am I? Wait, I'm very curious. This is interesting. I'm curious to see where you think it's going and where the payoff and or not payoff is then. Our weirdos all die, and Madison fully takes Iggy's place as a meta commentary on how people are letting artificial intelligence take the place of real life humans. You're not far. I mean, you're pretty much. That's kind of what's happening. Not only in work such as art, editing, writing, but in the most basic thing that makes us human connection. There you go. Yeah, I mean you're kind of summing up what I'm doing. Damn you, Sensei! This is brilliant. Watch me be so wrong. That would be hilarious. It would be funny if I just undo it. But no, you're not wrong. You called it. Emma, you sweet girl boss. I think you've actually doomed us all. You just suggested you split up. If Virgil dies and it's inadvertently your fault, I am throwing hands with my sensei. That would be extraordinarily cruel if I had done that. If I had made it be Emma's responsibility, or like the fact that Emma suggests a thing and it immediately leads to Virgil's death, I will say, as much as I do delight in torturing both the audience and the readers, that seems almost too cruel. I would have fucking cried. Yeah, that seems a little mean. You mean torturing me? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Thank you, Sage. Splitting the party, never a good idea. She gets it. Love the Goonies vibes here. Okay, good. This crew is so tight and it fills me with joy. Oh, good. That's good. Okay, yep. All right, Keanu, let's go. Twilight, what are you going to do? How are you going to break me? I'm scared. The Woods Prepper Den was not the arc I expected, but I'm here for it. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. I like that. The Prepper Den. We love bribing Superman. This is real cute. Okay. I have no idea what is actually happening right now, but I think the idea that a cult decorates their lair with alt vision boards like a teenage girl on Pinterest is hysterical. Well, yeah, it is. Holy shit! Yeah. Okay. This is the bit that I. This is the shit that I. Yeah. Yeah. This is holy shit, Wildlight, you didn't lie when you said you went fucking hard. That's shit. I am no longer need to ask about the brother. That's fucked. I knew that was coming. Yep. And it makes the image boards and all that with that they're extracting, that they're just scalping the internet for they just scalp the internet for shit without any context to try to create essentially alts. Yep. Yeah, that's the dark part. That's where it gets real. Oh, fuck the whole internet. Burn that shit. All of it. Eldritch Rage activated. Good. Okay. But ooh, undulates kill. I forgot. That's right. Ghostly hates that word. Anything water related. Two kinds of Pinterest users, Ghostly. Yep. Oh shit, no, Brain shit, or Bryden shit, I like, oh shit, no, Braden shit, Bryden. Good. Well done, Ghostly. Don't go towards the scary door. Run, you little baby boy. He's just gone. Why is that worse? That's what, that was, I'm glad that worked, because that was my intention. My intention that it's just he's gone makes it more fucked up. And hit harder than, like, you know, making like some big ol' scene out of it. Shit. I sense my demise on the horizon. That had me fucked up a little. Oh, Bryden just vanishing. Yeah. All right, the tears are prepped. Let's fucking go. Wait, is he? I am confused. Oh shit. Sibling murder. Are we watching mass sibling murder right now? The kids are most definitely not all right. Yes, the town that they've returned to. This is definitely where I start pulling a little bit out of the Invasion of the Body Snatchers and the Junji Ito comics, like from Tomei or Uzumaki, where when things escalate and the town turns against you, the town turns against you. And I just tried to. I'm wondering if that shift might be too abrupt for people, but I try to telegraph it pretty clearly, that it's going that way to try to make that hit, because like I do like it when like there's no like buffer period. It's just now the town is out to get you. It's harder. It hits harder the same way the school scene. Yeah, exactly. That's if I wasn't like entirely invested in Erdl, I would be hurting more. Ghostly. You full sent that shit. Good. I'm glad it worked. Hopefully it worked. Hopefully the biggest thing is making sure that it works, that the intended, at least the emotional intensity is hitting. Virgil, your adorable wit isn't helping now. This bad. Everything is bad, but in truth, his reaction to his brother's weird shit is absolutely perfection. That is true. I did try to give him the best, like, big brother reaction to that. Damn it, Virgil, why do you have to be just as hilarious and wonderful in the face of death? Because he has to be charming to the last. That is how you have to make a character like Virgil. He did not just fucking smash the black, you capitalist swine. How dare you? Oh shit. Oh, Ghostly, you picked up what I was doing there. There is no Kyle, but Dan is a callback to Dan. That's cool. That's cool that you picked that up. Oh, go fuck him up, Iggy. God bless Dan. Wait, Dan, where's Kyle? Yeah, Dan was a throwback to Dan for Pond Boys. Love that you just keep having delightful Dans. Yeah, I also wanted to like really do it though. It's an old guy who's not on the internet, who's a trucker, who you would 100%, you know, it's like doing the whole, you know, you're out on the road by yourself in a dangerous situation, and a trucker is the person who like gets you the most. You know, I like to think it leans thematically into what I'm trying to do, hopefully. Whoa, Iggy, pop off. Yeah, Iggy's done with. They've had enough of this shit. I definitely wanted Iggy to kind of like, I mean, that's what I would do, honestly. I honestly, like, I tried to write Iggy as like how I would be if I had just found out about that from my brother, my entire life being upended. I'd just be like, all right, well, fuck it. Yeah, no, that's the thing, Ghostly. Love that Dan's advice was just violence. That's supposed to lead into where I take things in the third act with the main characters, with the weirdos. That was my goal, at least. Um, I'm living for the revenge arc. Good. Okay. Yeah. I don't tend to write revenge arcs, so it doesn't end well, but that is the vibe. Oh fuck, oh fuck. Damn it, Twilight, don't do this to me. Do not bring back the ones I love as brainwashed horror versions of themselves. Oh, I love this. This is good. Okay, but did Sage's gender change halfway through this, or am I tripping? I might have gendered Sage later in the draft. Sage is actually gender neutral. It's essentially you can cast. I write it that way so you can cast anybody. Sage is supposed to be cast as whatever. Doesn't matter, essentially. But I might have gendered Sage. I might have dropped he or she. I try not to with those characters that I specifically intend on being. Where Iggy is specifically non-binary. With Sage, it's open. It's essentially Sage can be any gender. I wrote Sage for that so that might mean I need to go back, and I might have to go back and tweak out the gendered bits, just because I do want Sage to be however people read it. I think Sage was gendered as she in the first bit. Oh, was it? Okay, that might be the case. I was just confused. Oh, okay, yeah. No, that might just be me mixing up the pronouns halfway through, or swapping them around. But it's supposed to be essentially decide on casting is when Sage gets gendered. Okay, let's see. Wait, what the fuck? My baby boy and girl are normal? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I was very curious to see how you were gonna react to the dumpster scene when Virgil shows up just as deranged as Sage was. I love that Emma put her possessed little sister in a dog cage. Fucking rat. I'm glad that worked. That is, why is my baby boy bleeding, Twilight? Of course he's nonchalant, this boy. Well, I adore and hate you at the same time. Also, we love Emma taking care of him. No, mom friend for the win. Yep. The fucking power of friendship. Hell yeah. There we go. Thank you for letting my baby boy make it this far, Sensei. I look forward to this fucking punk rock end. I was concerned for a second, but then I was like, wait, that's Virgil. This is normal. Exactly. That was my point, is if you know Virgil as a character, that he's just going to be a deranged weirdo, then it's not surprising that he's absolutely normal. Cool. Okay. Love the wolf motif. Yeah, I might actually go back and have to tease the wolf motif earlier. Or at least I could probably do it with a t-shirt. Like if on like the day you could probably put Virgil in like a 3 wolf 1 moon shirt at the beginning. Like little hints to telegraph it. Although that 3 wolf joke might not land anymore. I was concerned for oh my god, please, yeah. I'm hoping, does the 3 wolf joke land? Is that still a thing? Because this goes all the way back to like 2012, 2013 with the stupid Amazon reviews and the 3 wolf howling at the moon. Is that still a thing? It might be dated by this point. I think it's hilarious, and it like sets up what I do because of Smosh. What is Smosh? I don't know what Smosh is. Oh my god, you old man. Okay. I'm out. Don't. It's still relevant. Okay. All right. As long as it's still relevant, that's all I care about. Here we go. Okay, fucking wait, Sensei. If we don't make it through this, Sensei, you didn't holy fuck tap dancing Batman. A kiss, I got a kiss. He. There you go. Yes, yeah, that is the Emma and Virgil finally admit to each other, in their own way. Oh my Lanta, Sensei, I will never doubt you again. Oh shit, pantry, Twilight. You better not be fucking sacrificing. and then the rage. And now we've got the rage. Okay, you better not be fucking sacrificing them right now. After that, my shit is about to be lost. It is 9/11 at night. I'm about to crash out like 9/11 to Electric Boogaloo. Yes. What the fuck is happening right now? Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Okay, good. I knew there would be sacrificing. Holy shit, Twilight, this is distressing. This is a dark ending. Oh, but the friendship. Oh, fuck, friendship can't fix that. Friendship can't fix Hell Apocalypse Moon. Oh, but they're still fucking pissed. Yes, be pissed in Apocalypse. There, I'm glad that carried over. They're supposed to be pissed in the Apocalypse. That's the... I did tweak the ending. I had to tweak the ending. I did actually tweak it to make it hit less. Okay, all right. I mean, these are good. These are definitely the things we want. I do like the, oh, fuck, friendship can't fix that. Can you see I was just a chain of thought ranting? I mean, if this is the reaction that people, if this is the reaction reading it, and if, in theory, seeing it, I mean, this is emotionally, this is what the reaction I want, at least the visceral reaction beat by beat. That's what I'm aiming for, so I will take it. That at least means it works. So thank you. I mean, that's good. It's good that these things are working. Okay, I'm assuming these are like top end thoughts. Ghostly's overall thoughts at the end. Holy fuck, what did I just read? It was one of the best things I've read in a very long time. Okay, wow. Okay, shit. Well, thank you, Ghostly. Interesting. But that doesn't answer what it was. Sensei, I know explaining your art is like not not gangster. But your Padawan is confused. What was that ending exactly? Okay, with that out of the way. Holy shit. I just spent the last 4 hours devouring this and I loved every damn minute. It was the perfect balance of horror and enjoyment, in my personal opinion. I was never actually in despair. Even at the end. Okay, I'm glad, because that was what I was worried about. Is the ending is a very despair-filled. It's a rough ending. It's hard. It's hard ending. I definitely pulled back from going like full Mist with it. Definitely did not. I'm not going as hard as the Mist goes in terms of just the most bleak, despairing ending imaginable. But that wasn't the intent. I didn't want to. I wanted to be able to communicate my rage and my anger and despair, but without, I guess, indulging it. Of course, Sensei, I didn't know how to portray it better. Okay, good. Okay. Let's see here. I was never, even at the end, because they were refusing to accept defeat, even when they just lost. Yeah, good. As a story, you've made something exceptional. Thank you, Ghostly. I am honestly in awe. The amount of emotion and nuance bleeds from it. Good. That's important. I think this is my favorite. Really? I mean, I figured you would enjoy it because of Virgil, for sure. But I'm surprised by that, and not just because of the obvious. Okay, interesting. That surprises me. The beats were so good and well balanced. Never in that 100 pages was I bored. In Twilight, I get bored reading my favorite books. I cannot tell you how high praise that is for me. That is very high praise. Jesus. Your characters and dialogue were beautifully crafted. Everyone had unique voices. Good. That's important. Awe. I was honestly in awe. There's so much heart behind this project, along with having an amazing commentary and something very relevant that is not being taken nearly as seriously as it should be. I think this would make the AI bros weep. I mean, nothing will make them weep. They don't care. But also, I'm pretty sure they hate... I'm pretty sure they hate art. I've always known my sensei was brilliant, but you're frankly blowing me away. Wow, Jesus. Well, thank you, Ghostly. The day it becomes a movie is the day Scream has a rival. It does not. That is, I am flattered you think that, but that is no way is this going to compare to Scream. But thank you. That means a lot. This was an amazing one. Thank you for immortalizing a ghost in this one. Now, with that said, I demand a signed copy soon. Thank you. And, maybe a little acknowledgement. And maybe a little acknowledgement when it becomes a movie. Jab, jab, elbow, bats eyelashes. Okay. But in all seriousness, bravo. You've made something truly revolutionary. That is very kind of you, Ghostly. Well, I'm glad. If anything, it's that. I said for my favorite. Okay. Oh, for your favorite. Okay. That's fair. For a second, I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. but thank you. Um, well, good. Okay, well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad that it definitely seems to have worked in terms of eliciting the response I wanted. Um, with that, and thank you for reading it, Ghostly. I am always shocked and amazed that you all put up the time to read it. Um, what it was. I don't explain you're not gangster, but I do like that you're like the ending. I mean, I do like my ambiguous endings about what it is. It was a crazy write up, Ghostly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Patty Osking, really awesome write up. I mean, definitely good for the old writing ego. That's for sure. Definitely feel like I'm not totally out. Not totally out of my mind trying to do this. But this is the movie. This is definitely climbing up the ranks of like the movie I want to make next for sure. Um, Ghostly, this is one of the best things I've ever. Ghostly, this is one of the best things I've ever read. Well, I guess it works. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yes, Muppet, I'd say it works. Fax, no printer. Goes what's a signed fax copy. The fact that you want a faxed copy is wild. It's very funny. It's very funny to me. Well, thank you, Ghostly. And honestly, like this does really help me. This does really help me. Wait, what? No, it's a joke. Wait, what? No, it's a saying. Wait. Oh. Oh. I see. I see. It's a. It's like a pun. It's a pun joke. Okay, it went over my head the first time she told it to. Oh God, we're both too old for this. Yeah, I was like, that feels like a weird. Are they doing dad jokes now? Because that almost feels like almost a dad joke. That's like almost a dad joke. Okay, all right, but okay, it's clever. I do like fax no printer. It's got okay. It's got the sass. I can see that. Okay, I'm going to walk into the woods now. Yeah, it's where we belong, I guess. No mad facts. Mad facts. No printer is totally a thing. Oh man, I'm writing that down. That might wind up in the next dialogue draft of the script. I kind of like that. I was gonna just write it. Mad facts. There we go. I love it. I do really like that. That's pretty good. Um, but me and my people say all the time. It's a good phrase. I like that a lot. I'm gonna keep that for if I need to pull out a young in line because that's a good one. I see. I would have my rationale behind that would be like they don't even know what a fax is. Like, young people don't know what that is, but they might. Actually, they probably do. That's just me being like old, um, overestimating what. We're not that dumb. I know. There's some things that There's some things that fade with time. Faxes are probably going to be one of those things. We're not that dumb. It's not dumb. It's just how relevant is that? Not yeah. It's just not that. Yeah, it was like fax is just not a thing. I don't know what a fax is, but I know it's. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Just random small town doctors. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That actually that's true. They probably. I bet they still do. Yeah. And there is a backup. Yeah. There it is. I don't know what it is, but we say it all the time. That's funny. Um. Oh man, yeah. Wild write up. Thank you so much, Ghostly. It's kind of blew me away. Um. Absolutely blew me away. Stunning work to write up an entire thing on just reading a script. I mean, those are honestly more detailed notes than you're gonna get on a script read. Definitely more like, definitely more complimentary. That's for sure. But I do appreciate. It does mean a lot, Ghostly. For you to say that this is your favorite thing I've written, that's saying a lot. Definitely means I'm on the right track. You did do the same with Pond Boys. That's true. But good. As for the ending, in terms of what happened, um, it's. I mean, I try to keep it pretty ambiguous, but I'm leaning in terms of like the actual in-story world stuff. It's like an Eldritch Lovecraftian god. It's a world consumer. It just slowly extracts the life from a world, and you just become this bereft, alienated, isolated thing on a dying world, and that Earth will probably become the same thing. It's like it just consumes. It's just a thing that moves through space, consuming. Um, that sounds like something from Tron. Oh God. Oh, that's so funny. Ghostly. That's because that's the logic. That's like how technology. It's how the internet and digital stuff worked back then. That's why it was in Tron. Oh, that's so funny. Before the internet, Ghostly, your printer would send a scanned document to another printer to reprint it there via its phone line. Actually, you want to know what that's you want to know what that's more like. I mean, Tron. I mean, because it used phone lines. I mean, the internet, the early internet used phone lines. It tapped in, and that's why you would block your phone. But it reminds me a lot of Twin Peaks, because that's like the whole thing in Twin Peaks is like it's through electricity and through energy that the spirits and all that kind of stuff work. Um, Wildlight, your description of the ending of Mad Moons. This is what happens when you fall into AI, folks. Yeah, I mean, it's more interesting to me to just be see it as a physical and poetic expression of what fundamentally I think AI, not just the, it's how I think. It's definitely how I think the people who are like big AI proponents feel inside. I think that's their emotional landscape would be that apocalyptic hellscape at the end. But I think that it's a form of them trying to take that sort of decayed, isolated, more existential hollowness and express it outwards by sort of like making. I mean, because it's always been interesting for me that we'd make movies about machines taking over and like taking over humanity, but it's like if you look at the trend, it's mostly just been technology trying to make humanity more machine-like, and that comes from the industrial period and even before that. And there's a lot of interrelated reasons for that. You can talk about capitalism and industry making people just cogs in a machine of productivity, to now social alienation. That is essentially we've created an economy that is like abstracted. We don't even need people to consume anymore. So now the consumption is just we're now producing and making things for AI to make more AI and move money around. And it just makes humanity irrelevant, even as just an exister. So that's like the kind of the idea. And then the way I tried to sneak in the quote unquote happy ending, even though it's not really a happy ending, but at least the spark of hope is that I tried to filter in a deeper thematic point with Iggy, where Iggy is kind of as a character a meditation on identity. And so if Iggy had a superpower, it kind of becomes, or at least I tried to make it explicit at the end of the script, where Iggy's rebels against a very specific thing the Pale Man says, which I try to use as like leaning into thematically what I'm saying about Iggy and why Iggy is with the way Iggy is. And it has to do with identity, and like as a meditation on identity. And I don't know how much of that's all subtext. That's all just kind of what was in my brain when I was trying to make it work and have it be like satisfying emotionally and narratively at the ending, but also say like some things thematically that I'm trying to say about, particularly about the nature of identity and the nature of identity in relation to a society that is dehumanizing, or at least doesn't value or tries to extract everything that makes you human. Poor baby Bree is in a tree. Yeah, Brian got it rough. A tree full of heads. Sounds like I got the easy ending, just an ent now. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, just kind of an ent now. Yeah. we're consuming our own creativity. There's a thought that my brain too cooked to properly describe. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's definitely, um, yeah, it's essentially like, yeah, it's trying to explore the idea that Iggy, because Iggy, we set up with the whole Polaroid things. I think the broad strokes come across to the masses, but those that really care will dig in to see the layers. That's all you can hope for. Yeah, you can't make the broader stuff. Yeah, the broader, as long as the emotional arcs and all that stuff works, that's really mostly what I care about. I can finagle the more detailed stuff that I want to get in there and particularly visually express it. I have a lot of ways that I want to shoot it to like really exemplify Iggy's basic rejection of identity as a thing. Iggy rejects their own sense of like a stable identity. Um, there's a lot of thought involved in this, and I really appreciate this. Well, oh, thank you. Good. I definitely, I suffer from the fact that I get very, I start from a point of thematics, which I don't know if it necessarily makes for the best stories. Um, I'm always very envious of the people that can write stories just very freely and come up with fun stories and then can develop the themes out of the stories they want to tell and make it about a thing, where usually my starting point is much more I'm exploring a very specific idea about either a thing I have a very strong opinion about or something I want to explore because I don't have a strong opinion about it, or like the cop movie I'm writing, that's going to be an interesting one where I have to put myself in the character in the headspace sympathetically to a police officer, which is going to be, given my disposition politically, it's going to be difficult. But it's worth it. It's worth it because you do mine really interesting, and I think that is where you can mine like profound ideas out of, or try to at least. Media doesn't make you think anymore for the most part. I really enjoyed having to use my brain while reading a story again. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you, Ghostly. That means a lot. I do take that seriously. That stories should at least, they don't need to be as like theme packed as my shit is. I that's just how I am, but I do like it when things can say stuff. I think it's a wonderful thing. I envy your ability to abuse such meaning in things. You do it. Don't sell yourself short, Ghostly. You may not be as aware as like hyper fixated on it as I am. That's just my own thing. And I definitely don't expect other people's approach to be like mine with their work. I know I'm generally, I have very clearly have a thing I want to explore and talk about and say, and I kind of construct the story around that, which I don't think is the best way to actually write a compelling story. You get in your way a lot. You have to like extract stuff and try to like make things work in terms of the scene, and kind of, it's where the more improvisational elements of storytelling come in, where you're just like, half the scenes that are my favorite scenes in the script weren't even in the outline, that they just come during writing and kind of letting that play happen. Sensei, you're clearly doing something right. We try. We all try. We try. You cannot streamline creativity. Thank you. Well, I did say that we were going to do another sprint, but it's already almost 6:30. So there's no other sprint. That's going to be the stream today, everybody. But I apologize. Tomorrow we'll get a lot more work done. But for everybody who hung out, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed Ghostly's essay as much as I did. I adored it. As you know, it's hard for me not to. To have someone enjoy your work is always going to be one of the best things there is out there. You're not far off at all, and if that's the way it works for you, keep doing it. That's what we're trying for. Ghostly, you've earned it. It's fine. But we'll be streaming tomorrow. I'm probably not going to be doing too much writing. I'm probably going to actually be working on the pitch decks for Pawn Boys, because the pitch decks for Pawn Boys needs to get done. I need to design those decks and like at least have it done with like a beginnings of a lookbook. And I'll probably be starting to work on a lookbook for Dreaming and Vertigo as well. And then the next two writing projects are going to be me doing this cop one. The cop one is obviously going to be a pretty heavy topic. So I don't know how much of that I'm going to do on stream, but I think this is going to be the year that I'm going to go try to tackle the back half of Lone Star. So I think definitely the next major script thing I'm going to probably work on is going to be me trying to workshop the end of Lone Star. And make it something. It's going to change pretty dramatically, but I think it's going to be workshopping that. So that is next. Great stream. Loved hearing Ghostly's creative insight. They of course, yeah. It was great having you here, Patio Skunk, and everything. And yeah, hopefully it wasn't too tedious to just listen to people talk about a script I don't think any of you have read, but I do appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll actually do sprints. We'll be hitting the grind Friday. So, with that, we got a few folks in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and figure out where we should raid into while I go get ready for the writers group. Actually, Tukagin was lurking in here. Is Tukagin streaming or is Tukagin? I do actually demand a signed copy, no jokes. All right, we can do that, Ghostly. We will do that. Are they streaming? Okay, yeah, they are. Okay, all right. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. And we'll catch you next time. Stay safe. And Ghostly, thank you. It means the world. Thank you very much. I am off to entertain the child before she starts. Go entertain the child. Good luck. Everybody else, we'll catch you next time. Happy writing. And